guys, what, 3 times last season? Mm-hmm. We tried to be on the front foot, and what happened? Got smoked.
No, we'll do it when we start the cast. It was shaking dogs. I like it. I like your new kicks. Some shit is hard. And then you have Islam focus the camera. Boom.
Yo.
and then
y'all do that to me.
And then drop the gif in the back. What are those?
You ready? Because we don't have much time, so let's start it off.
Okay, let's go.
You gonna start it off?
No, you start it off.
We'll go with the clock.
Yeah, no, we clapped already.
Lead alpha.
Listen up, man. FFFC, we back. We had some nice games this weekend. We got Madrid versus Barca. We had United versus Chelsea. United versus PSG. We had City playing. We had Liverpool playing. We had everybody playing. But we're going to start talking with Madrid versus Barca because I know Enrique. I know he's
congrats on
hype, man. I know he's a little hype, but
let's not. Hype is not the word.
Contento.
But then why'd you scream big win?
We contento.
It's a big win because I mentioned earlier, after the back-to-back losses, had Madrid lost today, I think it would have been catastrophic for the season. Because the 2 games we had lost back-to-back, horrendous losses. You don't lose to Cadiz 1-0, and you're not losing to Shakhtar 3-0 at half. So I've gone on the record saying this. Had Madrid lost to, in my opinion, the worst Barcelona of the last 15 years, I think for a coach, for a manager, for a legend who won you 3 Champions Leagues in succession, he would have been on the hot seat. That's how bad they needed this win today.
I know they still caught the W, but you don't think they were looking a little shaky?
I think it was above average.
Okay.
I think it was above average, and the only reason why I said it's above average was because if you go back, I'll say like around the 60th minute when we went up 2-1 after the penalty, I think Madrid went for their throat. I think the finishing was atrocious. I don't know what it is, but
I think both sides finished.
Yeah, but I think once Madrid lost Ronaldo, they can't score. Like they're just struggling to score. So from the 60th minute onwards, they were threatening. It looked like Barca was out of gas, but they just don't have someone who's clinical right now.
I know you're saying that he would have been on the hot seat if he took this L, but with the suspicious losses of recent times, you don't think he's still kind of like there right now? Because Zidane, like, he won you the 3 Champions League and all that, so that's fine and all that, but when are you going to start questioning the results that have been happening recently?
I've been saying this team has been average since 2018. Since they won the last Champions League, this team's been average. People forget, Lopetegui got sacked after 3 months. Solari got sacked. And then you had Zidane. You had 3 managers within the span between 2018 and 2019 season. They won the league last year. And honestly, I think a big reason they won the league was COVID kind of messed it up, and then Barca was super flat towards the end.
Yeah.
So then even now, you're kind of looking how we started. In the beginning, I was kind of like, okay, we're not bad, but you lose to Cadiz 1-0, no bite.
You lose to Shakhtar under 23s.
You lose to Shakhtar, which to me, I keep saying it on this chat in this cast. Madrid gets based off European competition. That's where the elite clubs get measured. If they win the league, if they win the Spanish Cup, great. This team is absolutely nowhere near competing with Europe's elite. Nowhere near. Bayern would have smacked us 5-0.
I mean, to keep it short term, just not really looking as far as back as 2018 and all that, the importance of Ramos coming back. I think he was out. Was he out for Cadiz? Or was he out for Shakhtar?
He played for Cadiz, but he was out for Shakhtar.
The influence he has on that whole back line, forget Varane, like you just feel more assured.
No,
so
100%. I mean, a big club, like a big winner.
A big win. I don't know if he gets enough credit like outside of Spain. Like people realize how important.
What is the stat I told you? In the 9 games in European competition without Ramos, they're 1-8.
1-8. That's correct. One player.
How'd you feel about the game though, Shippy? How'd you feel about the game?
So I mean, if you look at like you said, Real had a lot of chances. I think Benzema had a couple that he should have put away. But when I look at Barca, the lineup came out. I seen Pedri, how old is he? 17?
No, 19.
19. Ansu Fati, 17, 18. Serginho Dest, 19. And then on the flip side, you got guys like Busquets, 32, 33. 32? Jordi Alba passed it. Neto and goal passed it. I feel like Barca, you can say they're in a transition, but they're in a transition where they're not finding the medium where you have guys 26, 27 who can do both sides of the game, that have enough experience to handle a big game like that. But you have guys too young who've never seen it and guys who are past it. So they need to figure it out in terms of bringing the right kind of players in, because we talked about it. They brought in Jason Murillo and all these dumbs. You could say
Boateng played for them for a little bit.
Boateng, so they got to figure it out. I was impressed with what's his name, Sergiño Dest. Shout out to Ajax and America, but Barca, I don't see them finishing past third.
And just to piggyback on your point, the three players that are kind of in the mold you're talking about in that 25, 26, 27, Dembele, who's
can't get a game.
Prime, can't get a game. Him and the coach have it out. Griezmann, for whatever reason, I don't even think they rate him at Barcelona.
Yep.
And then Coutinho, I feel like Coleman's like, yo, I'm giving you a chance. But
Figure it out.
I was telling you earlier, Coutinho at Liverpool and Coutinho at Barcelona, I'm like, yo, he doesn't look threatening to me at all.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
I don't know. I mean, for Barca this season at best, I think third place with Sevilla doing what they're doing. Champions League, don't even think. You're talking about
I think they're going to finish fourth.
You're talking about Real not being challenger for Champions League. Don't even put them in the top 6 for Champions League.
Top 6?
Don't even put them in the top 6 for me. You still got.
I was going to go more top 15. Bro, they're bad. They're bad.
And I was asking you this. We were talking about Busquets, so I was asking, like, why do guys like Xavi, Iniesta, why do you think they fall off when their game, it really isn't based off their physical attributes? So they're not based off speed, strength, their physical. They're based off their IQ. Right. Busquets, he's so past. Like, the game is just going right past him. I'm like, why though?
The football's evolved. Bayern to me showed the formula. When Pep came into the scene, and we've went on record saying it, Pep's Barcelona from 2008 to 2012 arguably can be said they're the best team ever in football. But football is just transitioned where now you just got these animals, these beasts, these Valverde's, Goretzkas.
But guess what? They can do that. They can play tiki-taka and they're physical, strong, quick. So
Busquets does not fit modern football right now. He's too small. And when I say small, remember, that doesn't mean height. I just think, bro, when I look at Goretzka and guys, I'm like, Valverde, like, these guys are just
box to box. They can explode.
Off topic though,
but they can play.
Same thing
but
as like with Kai. Kai's 6 feet, right? 6 something.
Kai's more like 6'1",
6'1".
Yeah, but he's fast, bro. He's fast.
They can also play.
IQ, all that.
Football.
But Kai aside, what do you think about the game, Mo?
The Barca Madrid game, honestly, was a pretty interesting game. The first half, they was knocking in both teams.
Yeah, both teams. It was good.
I was really impressed with. I was like, oh snap, like, because I was really expecting what I expected after the penalty. Because after what I expected from the penalty was something like, it was like, damn, is this really turning into the once La Liga that when we see the likes of Messi, Ronaldo, Xavi, Iniesta, and then you got Pepe, the fights that they would go through, it was that different. It was that energy 5-0.
It's not as heated. It's not as hatred.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ozil on the field with Di Maria, Higuain off the, like, it was just like, yo, like, we're talking, I'm not going to say Galacticos, but we're talking like really top names.
Legends of the game were in that
technical ball that you're going to watch and enjoy.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I definitely thought I would be expecting that. I can't lie. Both teams played with they B teams. I
think that was Madrid's strongest team, bro.
It was Barca's. The thing is, the squads just aren't good.
Both teams, just a lot of youngsters they're targeting, which is the proper thing to do because by next season, Madrid has spent zero this season for the transfers. So it's time to evolve who they have, right, and then build off of that when it comes ready to spend. You know what I'm saying? Once this COVID thing is done and money's coming in, all right, let's make sure we're set. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was just focused on. Messi looked really good to me the first half. I was focused on how I want to see how is he gonna do right now. Big game for him, and I want to see how he's gonna show up. Messi the first, but then after that, I just feel like he didn't want to be there. But let's not knock it. He was playing in high altitude Bolivia for his international break, and then Ecuador, and then he came back and
played both games.
Yeah. I was truly, truly nothing but impressed with Sergiño Dest. That was like my biggest outcome of the game. I love that kid now, bro. I mean, I loved how he was at. Remember when I was telling you at Ajax, I wanted to buy the jersey, but I was like, yo, he might leave. He might leave. I don't want to buy the jersey yet, but it's a great move for him. A great move for USA. He dominated that right back position, had Vinkish really in his pocket throughout the whole thing, and in front of him, the only thing where I think Coleman's selections was also terrible for Barca to put the pressure on both him and Pedri, who played right on that right wing. It's pretty difficult that they have to mark these guys, like coming down at you. Typical. I think Griezmann is. We know what that man could be.
It's a sad case.
Yeah.
It's a sad case.
And Dembele on
a sad
is
case.
Is he really that good?
Let's be real. We know what Griezmann
is he really
could
that
be.
good?
He's not about really that good. It's just like he's a top player. Don't get it twisted. He's a top player.
What's top? Let's start.
I think he's past
World
it.
Cup winner.
I think he's past
World
it.
Cup.
I really feel like if they
I think
one of
with the-
Atleti at his time was he Atleti's best player?
When you mention what he won, you got to look at the teams that he's won it with. I don't think he's going to be able to win anything with Barca because he's just not going to fit the style of play that they're going to be trying to.
I feel like he would have been more
future.
effective at Madrid. That Benzema position.
That's where he has to play.
He put him right there. Like today, that one ball. All respect to Benzema. That's one of my favorite players.
Should have finished that.
But like, if Griezmann was there, what we call in Arabic is just a biter. Like you put him in that position, he gonna bite you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's his type of style. He just a kind of Diego Costa style. That's why they were both linking pretty
he's
well.
a great poacher.
So he's great in the box, and I feel like with Barca, they were expecting him more on the wing.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Barca, because Barca's formation is super rigid. They play, especially with Coleman coming back. Think about it. He played in that Dream Team in '92. Stay wide. His wingers stay wide. Griezmann is a free. He's free.
The thing is though, like I know y'all talking about Griezmann, y'all talking about this, but
I was gonna mention Dembele too. I just feel like his Champions League game this week was amazing.
But
he shouldn't
that's
be
what I'm
riding
saying
that
with
bench.
Dembele. It's behind the scenes. I think he must see him in training and is probably like, "Yo, I'm not."
But you played him this Champions League game. You saw the magic the kid could do. Yeah. You're down right now 2-1.
Still,
of course.
Still.
That team was from Hungary. Hungary.
And Shakhtar looked hungry against y'all.
Don't compare Shakhtar.
They look hungry against y'all. Nah,
but
bro,
no funny with Madrid and Barca. Like, I want to talk a little bit about youth and the future and what's it called, experience, right? Targeting youth real quick. You have Ansu Fati and Vinicius, and comparing both, I feel like Ansu Fati is miles a better player than Vinicius. I think he has a lot to achieve as a player so far for Vinicius. His technicality just isn't there for me sometimes. And when you watch Ansu Fati ball, you kind of like, yo, this guy's like a Regan to
I think he's way more
Messi.
clinical.
He's just like overall.
He's a Rain to Messi.
He's like a Regan, like he's kind of like a regenerated
he is
player.
The Rain to Messi too, though.
He's like a regenerated player of these goats. He can reach great lengths if he keeps it at where he's at. If you look at it, because
he's next up.
He's at 17, and these teams are looking at him at like, I need you to help me out right now. Like Barca's looking at him like, can you produce the goal for me? This is what they was asking for Messi at that time. But it's a very big comparison to make, because obviously Messi's reign was many years. But
preach, bro, preach.
But for real though, like the big problem with that, when you're bringing in youth, you see the inconsistencies between both games. And Madrid and Barca just, for me, that game was very open, right? It was very open. There's a lot of counterattacks in the beginning, and there wasn't anybody who was able to grab the game by the neck up until the 60th minute. So Madrid wasn't able to do that so early on, and neither was Barca. And I feel like that comes a lot from the players that they haven't bought yet. And we all know how Madrid's coming in next transfer window and supposedly trying to buy like 3 or 4 big names, Mbappe, Camavinga, just names out there. And that experience and that skill, I feel like will change the whole game back for them and revamp the whole life again. So I feel like Madrid and Barca really do need that now.
Who you think is closer to getting back up on top?
Come on.
It's Madrid.
Madrid, right?
Won.
Yeah, it's Madrid.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. It's going to be interesting. I think Zidane's going to continue? It all depends how he ends the season. Coleman, I don't think there's no chance he's staying.
Why is Barca on a constant basis picking up, like I'm saying trash, right? But I'm saying trash in the comparison of the greats that we talk about in the cast.
I'll give you an answer to that. I compare Messi's situation to LeBron in NBA. You have arguably, we know he's the best in the world. You have arguably the greatest ever. How can you build for the future?
Debatable.
How can you build for the future, but at the same time keep him happy? I think we're all in agreement. In my opinion, I thought Luis Suarez was past it.
You could tell today they needed him.
That's Messi's best friend.
Though.
But that's Messi's best friend. So I think we can all agree. For me, I think Ansu Fati is already, he helps Barcelona now than what Suarez would give them now. I think Suarez is a bit slow. I don't think he's as sharp. Ansu Fati comes in. I'm like, I was telling you during the game, I'm like, if Madrid loses to a fucking 17-year-old, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Which is why my energy was like that in the chat. It's hard because you're trying to make Messi happy, but it's like at the same time you're like, dude, we need youth.
Yeah.
Serginho Dest's excellent. Trincao didn't have the best game, but he still looks like something that can happen. Pedri, Ansu Fati, Rodri Pugh was on the bench.
Most important, they didn't strengthen that back line. Langley and Piqué ain't it.
Extended Langley.
They ain't it. Jordi Alba ain't it. He ain't it. They need to figure that stuff out.
And low-key, you know who's on fraud watch for me?
Who?
Frankie de Jong.
He's on fraud watch. I need more from him.
Bro,
I need more from him.
We paid, I think, under $10 million for Valverde. De Jong was almost $70 million.
Say too much.
I think it's just,
I need more from him.
he's an Ajax product. That's exactly.
But I don't think he can play next to Busquets. I think he
needs
sit.
Busquets' role. That's where he needs to sit. That's why Busquets. I mean, don't get it.
We gotta wrap it up low key and just push on to.
Let's get into that next game.
Then. Many called it boring, right? But the United versus Chelsea game.
It's bright in here. Bro.
What do you think, man? Was it a tactical game from both managers?
I think Chelsea. I think Lampard for sure could have taken a loss.
They were shook.
Bro,
I really
think.
Y'all were shook.
Omar said I agree.
I'll tell you.
Both managers did not want the roast.
Yeah, they
did not want the roast. The Sky
I was
Sports
ready for
roast.
360 to post their little caption.
I was ready. I was ready.
To me, definitely boring performance. It was
on both sides.
Yeah, it was a little bit more dangerous on the United side. They had a little bit more of oomph to them, but it wasn't the oomph that we expect. And I was talking to Shippy mid-game, and then literally after the first half, he's like, yo, Omar, what you think? And I was like, yo, like, bro, we both grew up watching. You was watching Chelsea, I was watching United. We would have these talks back in the day like, yo, we're going to eat you up today 3-0. And you would see a game between both players. It's not in those teams' DNA to see the performance that we saw today.
Right.
And I was telling you that at halftime. Game ends, we hear Patrice ever say that. It's like both teams you're watching are scared to play. Mm-hmm. They're scared to drop. They're scared of media. They're not scared to drop points. Back in the day, they would die for like, if I gotta get these points, I'll get these points. And if one of us is gonna have to drop one of us, but we're playing for the title. Now they're just playing like, let's just scramble a point, make sure we don't look dumb defensively. So that's how I saw it. I was like, yo, this is not the Chelsea United that the whole world is stopping and watching.
You're gonna have to disagree with you more.
No, I'm giving you my reason.
Nah, for
and
real,
to me, what I really was fully entertained with, I was really fully entertained with Mendy. Mm-hmm. Like he really I think now that's your best signing. If you're gonna ask me who's Chelsea's best signing,
yeah,
I would say Mendy. Yeah. Thiago Silva showed up today.
But he looked good.
Yeah, but it's one game.
But it's one of the biggest games.
The Sevilla game, he showed up.
Yeah,
he made a great save in the Sevilla game as well.
I'm not going to say it's just one game. I'm going to talk about...
He didn't show up like how he showed up in this game, though.
No, yeah.
He didn't
get tested like that.
He's en route to be your...
Oh, bro,
so let me just get the point across.
100%.
He's better than what you have. That's one. And two, this is when you need your players. Mm-hmm. It's to step up in big games like this. It's saves that are not just easy saves. Him and Thiago Silva, both teams 100% backline-wise, defensively looked great. And also, like, I was really just truly impressed with how Mendy and Cavani looked as well. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, you're dumb, he didn't do nothing. Listen, man, those two touches are two touches that he took was two touches of class. The positioning on both occasions, the ones that were blocked by Thiago and the other one was just like an inch off a net.
Right.
That was just class of something. You know what you're going to get next game when team is in form. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we see more Van de Beek, and then that would just create what it is.
That's the X factor.
I think why the one thing couple things I have to disagree with you. Mainly starting off with the, flashing it back to old United and Chelsea. I feel like we're way past that. For any of these top 6 teams, I think we're just past that generational, we're literally like stepping into like a whole new generation. You got to forget the past in a sense and look at what's happening now. You feel me? So if we're always going to compare these teams to the past, it's always going to be like, damn.
We're not going
to I wasn't comparing.
No, this is just leading into my next point. And the big disagreement that I have with you is saying that, Was it a boring game? Yeah, kind of. I mean, like, it wasn't really much to it. It wasn't as open as it was to, like, the Madrid and Barca. It wasn't open. Yeah. We seen the, if y'all watched Sheffield versus Liverpool, it was very open, and there was going back and forth. So, in the sense of it being open, no, but both managers had a nice tactical performance. I feel like out of both managers, Lampard would be the happier out of the two, solely because, like you said earlier, Lampard is more on the hot seat now, you know. And if he lost that game, it would have been times 10. It would have been like, all right, why is this guy not performing? And every time coming against a big team, why is he flopping? I think he came in scared coming against United, and you could see it in the way they were playing. I thought the United players were, I wouldn't say much better, but in the attack, every time Chelsea, other than the Reece James, I think the only player on the field other than Mendy was Reece James that really, really impressed me. So those, I mean, your two key stands that stood out for me, and then you had the one cross from Reece James that really was the most threatening, that Pulisic just missed because Maguire got his head on it. So United were much more attack. I feel like they were much better overall. Yeah, you know, obviously Chelsea came into control, and that's what they did. But the attacking wise was just very depleted, and if it continues, it's kind of like that Jose era where we were controlling a lot of ball, but nothing was happening with him.
See, so
you just got to figure that out, you know.
I mean, when it comes to the game, so if we look at the history, when we played you guys last season, we played you guys 3 times last season. Mm-hmm. We tried to be on the front foot, and what happened? Got smoked. The first game we controlled the game.
4 times?
No, 4 times we won.
Twice in the league.
Twice in the league.
Oh, 4 times. You're right. There you go. So the first game, we tried, we're going to go at them. What happened? We got spanked 4-0. Second time, you guys came back to the bridge. All right, no, they're united. They're in 12 right now. 4-2-3-1. Go at them. Y'all just signed Bruno. Smacked up. You guys played 3 at the back. Played it perfectly. Counterattack. Beat us 2-0. Like, yo, hold up. How do we beat these guys? So it's not necessarily his system, it's with you guys. So the third time we played it, we matched you up 3 at the back. And what did we get? We got a result. Or the FA Cup. The FA Cup semifinal. We matched you up 3. So I think going into this game, he thought big games, normally what you guys do is you play 3 at the back, PSG, keep it solid at the back, counterattack. This game, I think he tried to match you up, and you guys came with that 4-2-3-1. I'm like, Mata, McTom, and Fred, and then it actually, I think, threw him off. So the back 5 was like, all right, now we really need to defend. So I think, like you guys said, Mendy immense. Already, Kepa, keep his shoulder hurt, stay at home. Thiago Silva, that mistake, that West Brom, I think people now, with the, doubters now are starting to see, like, all right, he brings composure. And he's a defender. Like, he can defend.
No, I'm telling you that him, Zuma, Chilwell, and Reece James,
bro,
they looked amazing.
Because people they have this notion that he's Thiago Silva. He can just play out the back. He can defend.
He literally led them.
He led them. And the similar impact that Van Dijk has with Joe Gomez. I was telling you, Ramos has with Varane. We're hoping that he can have that with Zuma.
No, definitely. He definitely looks. You guys looked very well defending.
But going forward, if this is a thing where we keep playing 3 at the back and it's boring like this, then I'm gonna be like, yo, Lamps, like.
But this can't go on. I don't think he went up to like, go play boring ball.
Nah, defend.
Let's be real. Havertz ain't do his job.
He was quiet.
Jorginho really ain't do much.
No, Jorginho was good. I think Jorginho was.
He was pulling his strings.
He was the one in there. That's his game. That's his game.
Conte was average. Timo was just very locked on that whole
But you want to know why? Because you named a lot of defensive positives from your side, but now look at United's defensive positive, and the whole back line was strong as hell.
Yeah,
I said both teams defensively looked very well.
How often do we say that about United and Chelsea? Both defenses.
That's the crazy part. But you named De Jong on fraud watch for the Barca game, right?
Kai's on fraud watch.
Now I'm naming Pogba on fraud watch for United, and now you're looking at me crazy, right? Yeah, everybody looking at me crazy, but
he didn't start. I was surprised.
I know he didn't start, and I know he didn't start. But Pogba comes in, you expect him to be the key X factor who changes the game.
Yeah.
Okay. You expect Pogba, your 90 million signing, who has been here for almost 3-4 years, to be the Bruno Fernandes. And I said this last podcast too. He has to be a Bruno. Do you see the way Bruno's playing? I mean, this guy's already in contention for the captain band. Mm-hmm. He's already in contention for being one of the best attacking mids in the league. And he practically carries United with his energy. Yells at the player every time he comes in. When he comes to practice, he's yelling at the player. He's like, yo, don't mess up, bro. Like, this is not practice.
He's your biggest leader. Bruno's your biggest leader.
Then you look at Van de Beek coming in. Bro, active the moment he steps on the pitch. Granted, it's only 20-30 minutes, so he has a lot of energy, but this guy's always looking for space no matter what, always getting into dangerous space and always controlling the game from his position too. Mm-hmm. This is what you expect from Pogba, you know? So Pogba coming in today in the game, I just don't see that. I don't see that from Pogba no more. I just feel like Pogba just like dilly daddles around the pitch, and like I feel like for real, like I don't even feel like he wants to be a United player anymore because the way he runs, his just not there for me, bro.
Well, you know, it's funny you actually said that. I think.
But about
fact check me if I'm wrong. I think Raiola said if it wasn't for COVID, he would be at Juve right now because Juve really wanted him back. But here's kind of my thing because you guys started saying the whole thing with old United, old Chelsea. You see, United has had so much turnover where that makes sense. The Fergie days are gone. The board is completely changed. The DNA of the players is gone. Similar with Chelsea, but Abramovich is still the owner. So that's why I was going back saying for Chelsea, this was massive. Because they have an owner that has sacked Mourinho. He sacked Di Matteo that won the Champions League. Ancelotti, Conte, Sarri. Yeah. So I think as much as, as logical fans, we're thinking Chelsea's is kind of a work in progress. They're a project. You even said, I'm way more impressed with Chelsea's defense because I respect your offense more. I think your offense is still figuring it out. Bro, I think Rashford's a star. Bro,
he was shaky though.
Yeah, today
I get what you're saying. He's under the biggest lights.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's Rashford to you, and I remember almost saying like, "Oh, we should have got Rashford off," but all it takes for Rashford is that one moment.
But you know what?
And you see that last second, he didn't even.
We say that, yeah.
You look at a lot of these players, and even Ever was saying it on his thing. He's saying your midfield players don't even have the purpose of running towards the box when there's a rebound. Right. So we were thankful that Rashford was outside that box, takes it right away, bro. And that was going in. Yeah. Obviously, beautiful save by Mendy.
Who's the starting front three? It was Rashford, James, and
it was just Rashford as striker, and then you had James and Mata.
Like you would say James was quiet, but Rashford was the worst. But the chances always fall.
James is not for United.
But the chances always fall to Rashford. Like, so we can say what he wants.
Because his runs, bro.
But he does. He makes great runs.
He fumbles the ball a lot. Don't get me wrong.
But the chances always fall to him. I give him that.
He's a star, bro.
But I think as a Chelsea fan, for you, I think this was big because your back four now, and the one thing I do like about Zuma's gotten a lot of flack over the years.
Yeah, especially from you.
Yeah, a lot of flack. But no, I'm serious. But the whole Thiago Silva thing is such an X factor because Zuma has raw talent.
Yeah.
You don't teach that height, that pace, that size. Yeah. You don't teach that physicality. So if Thiago can kind of say, "Yo, this
positioning
is positioning
and all that, yeah,
this is the proper way to play center back,"
but that's what I've been telling you.
And kind of bring him along, then it changes the whole game.
Because we all seen him at his best.
Right. Who's that?
Zuma.
And he from at the end, he was a bowler.
Even at Everton
he
had a good. Then his best run was with Stoke, I think.
I still think that Tomori's got something to say. I think Tomori is, for me, I think he's our second best center back after Thiago Silva. But
he's much faster, much smarter, hungrier.
Exactly. But Zuma right now, I'm happy with him and Thiago in the middle.
It's just that height, like you said, the physicality.
Forget all Mendy. Like, bro, the feeling y'all haven't felt it because obviously the hair has been so great for so long. You haven't felt it being that you've had Courtois, Kaler, and Casillas. But having Kepa, like, it's like when a shot is taken, you're like, go. Like now we've seen the same. We actually have a keeper who can save a ball.
Like, it makes y'all look good. It makes your defense look good.
It's just you feel assured now.
But I feel bad for Kepa though because that for me looking at Kepa that has everything to do with the fee. His confidence is so shot. What did I tell you before? So here's the thing with Kepa. His release clause originally was 16 million. Madrid was interested, but then they said, listen, why bring Kepa in? We don't think he's good enough to replace Keylor Navas. So he extended with Bilbao, and for whatever reason, they were like, oh my God, Kepa's
Spanish international and all that.
He was being linked with De Gea because they're similar in stature. So they paid a world record fee for a goalkeeper that under no circumstance has shown he was worth that money. And bro, it's just a clear example. When you make someone like that a world record signing,
I honestly never heard of him
before.
Either. He was a good keeper.
7-year signing.
70 million,
bro. And
for 7 years, what was the contract?
Bilbao's current keeper now is better than
6 years. Huh?
Bilbao's current keeper now
is better than.
But in defense to Kepa, you do see glimpses of greatness from the kid.
Because he has made some good saves. But you know what doesn't help him? That
and like you said, he reminds me of De Gea a lot, and you see that. He's the way he moves. He's very agile. He's the bop.
But Sir Alex Ferguson personally scouted De Gea.
Yeah.
So
true.
that's the main difference. Ferguson was like, I'm seeing him live. I can work with him. I highly doubt they do that.
But both teams can go on from this though. They can build off this result. Like both teams can say, all right, we were solid at the back. All right, we weren't that great and fluid, but listen, we moved.
They'll definitely build off the result, and I want everybody obviously to comment, subscribe, like, and let us know what y'all think and who had the better game and what kind of plays performed better. So let us know, guys. Comment, and we'll catch y'all on another episode.
Hold on, I just want to shout out my boy Ciroc with the crazy.